Well, hi everybody. Thank you so much for making time to join us for the DPO Pay webinar. Incredible times that we are in today. A couple of weeks ago, DPO Pay was launched in Ghana in association and collaboration with Mastercard, and it was pretty fantastic. It was such an awesome event. Lots of good connections were made on the day, but then there's a lot more that is available when it comes to DPO Group and what it offers to you as quite conversation important. My name is Philip Ashon, and I'll be your virtual MC during this particular session. Now, we're going to have an informative and very engaging session today, and it all has to do with online payment opportunities that are available for Ghanaian people and businesses. And I can imagine that quite a number of you are also joining us from all over the continent as well, and it would be nice to get a sense of where some of you are connecting from. So please let me know where you are joining us from. It would be really, really nice to know. You can just leave us a comment in the comment section. But then if you are probably sitting behind your phone or you're sitting behind your laptop and you're wondering exactly how you can join the conversation through your chats and everything else, it's very, very simple. Before we kick off, let's get into a bit of housekeeping. So the live stream, I'm currently in the live stream situated at the bottom left of the screen if you're using your PC, and then at the bottom, at the top of your screen if you're joining us on your phone. If you look into the right or below the live stream, that is on the laptop or on the phone respectively, you can see that there are different ways you can use to communicate with us, so many different ways. So starting off on the far right of your laptop or the bottom of your phone, you can see you have the four main buttons, which are the chat, the questions, the attendees, and then the polls. All of them are really, really important for today's session. Now, the chat is pretty much straightforward. Before the live event starts, feel free to chat with colleagues and everybody else who is in the lobby. It's a very open space. You can also continue these conversations throughout the session, but then be sure that if you have a question for the speakers, you mark it as a question or you load it as a question in the question section. That way we can ensure that the most popular questions are answered. We also have a very simple system where if you see a question that you feel very strongly needs answering or you have a connection with, it's very, very simple. Just hit the vote button close to the question, and then the question basically gets put up as one of the priorities for the session, and those questions will be answered. So it's very, very simple. Just simply vote a question, and it moves higher, and we'll see who else is in the lobby. If you have a friend who you probably have been on holiday at some point, well, this is probably the time to find out where exactly they are. You can head on to the lobby and then find out who has joined. If they have a really good picture, make sure you tell them that they have a very good picture to go on with. Now, from time to time, much welcome for this session. So we would like to also know what exactly your thoughts are for this session. So it's very, very simple. Just head on to the final button on the right-hand side or the bottom right-hand side if you are joining on the phone, and you can let us know what your thoughts are. If you have a question, please post it in the chat box and mark it as a question as well, like I said earlier, so that we can ensure that all the answers are given to you. Now, if you have any experience that is not necessarily the best within the app, you'll see a green button at the left-hand side that says need help. You can get instant access to you through the process and get you online. Alternatively, any issues that you may experience while inside the live feed, drop a post in the chat using @help with your query. So let us know where you're connecting from. Let us know if everything is going really good for you, and we'll definitely make sure that we get all the answers for you. So let's get straight on into the conversations, because that is why you're here. We are here to talk about online payment solutions, brought obviously to you by DPO Pay. And the very first gentleman who will be speaking to us in just a bit happens to be the leader of the team in DPO brand positioning, merchant acquisition, and business development. He came into the fintech space somewhere in 2018, and he's never looked back. He has been instrumental in championing growth in the region through provisioning of cutting-edge products in Ghana, as well as forging relationships with key stakeholders and partners. Manasseh Na is the head of business development and country manager for Ghana at DPO Africa, and he joins the conversations now. Manasseh, how are you doing? I hope everything is good with you. Thank you so much for joining us. You look dapper as always. What exactly has DPO been up to? Where has it come from? And I'm sure a lot of people will be wondering, what is the core offering that DPO has for the people out there?
Thank you very much, Philip. Good morning to you. Great to connect once again. My name is Manasseh Na, and Philip, as you rightly said, I'm the head of business development for the DPO Group, and also the country manager for DPO Pay Ghana. So the story about DPO is an interesting one. And I want to say good morning to whoever is joining us, and then good afternoon, also depending on where you're joining in from. I'm excited to connect with every one of you. In the last few weeks, I think about 2 weeks ago, DPO officially launched in Ghana after we received licensing from the Central Bank of Ghana. And so it's exciting, and I'm excited to be part of this event in connecting with entrepreneurs and then business executives, not just in Ghana, but beyond the shores of Ghana as well. So within the next few minutes, I will be taking you through what the journey has been for DPO, where we've come from and where we are currently in Ghana, and what we offer to entrepreneurs and then businesses within the country and then across the borders of Ghana as well. At DPO, we are all about payments. We eat and drink payments, I would say. And we take pride in being the largest and fastest payments company within the African continent. So over the years, what we've managed to do is to build an end-to-end payment solution that connects merchants with their consumers. And so we go to businesses of all sizes, whether a corporate or an SME, and we make it possible for them to receive or make payments by providing them the technology and the innovative solution that allows them to do so. So the journey for us in becoming a leading player in this space began about 16 years ago in the city of Nairobi in Kenya. And over this period, we've supported thousands and thousands of business to grow their revenues. And I'm sure by the end of this session, we'll all learn how we've managed to do this and how we can support you also to do the same. Over the last 6 years, I would say we've grown quite rapidly across the African continent. And so today, we have branch offices in over 20 countries on the African continent, and quite recently, beyond the African continent, that's the Middle East. I think in October last year, we became part of a bigger family after a landmark acquisition by Network International, which is also a global player in the payment space with headquarters in Dubai. And so what that means for us and our merchants or businesses is that you can now also be connected to clients and then or customers beyond the borders of Ghana. Over this same period, we've supported several merchants, over 60,000 of those and still counting. And these are spread, like I said, across the whole of Africa. We can speak of countries like Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, Botswana, you name it. In West Africa, right here from home, I can't proceed without mentioning Ghana. Our friends Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Uganda, all across the continent. And let me not forget also to mention the Oceanic region, where we have presence in Mauritius, and then a lot more countries. Within the next few years, say a year or two down the line, we plan to add a lot more markets and support a lot more businesses. Apologies. So at this point, where we have been licensed by the Central Bank of Ghana and allowed to officially operate in this space, what does it mean to the businesses in this area? I mean, within the country of Ghana, we bring to these businesses what I would call our value proposition. And so over the years, what we've done for merchants and intend to do for Ghanaian merchants also is to help grow revenues. And how are we going to help you grow your revenues? By cutting the unnecessary costs that are involved in you collecting your funds. So several years ago, growing up as a salesperson, you would develop your debtors list, get on a ride just to go and follow up on checks to receive payments, right? You get on calls to follow up on debtors just to make sure they are making payments. And it comes at a cost. The cost in transportation, the cost on calls and all that. And this is what DPO takes care of. Once we are able to eliminate these costs and then channel them into revenue, then we can support to see your business grow. One other value that we think we offer to businesses is to save them time. Time, they say, waits for no man. And so instead of investing time and resources to follow up on payments from your customers, which could be who could be across the shores of your city or your country or even the continent, we allow you to do this in real time by giving you an online solution that connects you to your customers and gives them the chance to give them the chance to pay you via the multiple options that are available to them, either by card, by mobile money, by bank transfer, QR code, or you name it. And whilst at it, we make sure that your customers have the best of experiences in the way that they make payments to you. So if it's by mobile money, we make the process very simple. If it's by card, we're giving them, you as a business and your customers, the finest technology to enable such payments. Whilst I bring my session to a close, I want to say thank you to you all. It's exciting times ahead. Whilst the government of Ghana and governments all across the continent drive digitization, it's important to take your business online. And 2 weeks ago, I mentioned the fact that local businesses, SMEs, now have come to a point where you need to take your business online in order to tap into the opportunities that exist across the continent for SMEs. And so I'm happy to introduce to you DPO Group with our office here in Ghana and priding ourselves as a local player with a global touch. Thank you very much. And take over, Philip.
Well, it's indeed fun times for those who want to get into the space, and of course, those who are trying to build their businesses way beyond the borders of Ghana, way beyond the borders of Africa, and into the rest of the world. Just want to give a quick shout out to some of you who have joined the session and have indicated where you're joining us from. Esti Asante, joining from Ghana. Ibrahim, I believe your name is. You're joining from South Africa. It's really, really nice to connect with you. Mustafa Abdullahi, joining in as well. Thank you so much for making time to be a part of the conversation. It's really refreshing to see all of you joining the conversation. But hey, we continue. And like I said, if you have any questions, if you have any thoughts, if you have any things that are really bothering your mind, please just head on to the chat section and let us know what is going on. Next up is a fintech and payment enthusiast who oversaw the DPO Group's Southern African region. He was really, really instrumental in ensuring expansion within the period. Now, his portfolio covered all markets outside South Africa, and he possesses a career spanning over 15 years in banking, in remittances, payments, and basically has worked in a number of organizations. He has a very interesting name that I'm sure all of you are really interested to hear about in just a bit. And he happens to be the head of sales at DPO Africa. Simba Huni will be speaking to us and giving us an introduction to DPO Pay, its features and products. Simba, thank you so much for making time to join us for today's session. I was hoping that you would have by now, because of the pandemic, grown a beard, but it's fine if you don't have a beard. I can see the goatee. I'll stick with the goatee as it is. Thank you so much for joining us. So what should people know about DPO Pay, its features and its products?
Thank you very much, Philip. Thank you, Manasseh, and congratulations to the Ghana market. I think Manasseh has given a very elaborate introduction to the DPO Group and our operations across the African continent and certain markets that we are in that are outside of Africa. So my task is very simple. It is to present to you our solution that is built on a single platform with multiple facets, and all of them designed to help your business grow. So that's basically what I'm here to do, just to present to you that one platform that has got multiple facets, all of them designed to help you and to help your business grow. So as you can see, our solution is enables you to accept payments. So whether you want to collect payments directly from your website, and you want to collect payments from your mobile phone, you want to collect payments from just sending just one secure payment link to your customer, we have a solution that enables you to collect payments in all that. We also do have face-to-face solutions that enable you to collect payments from your customers as they walk in. We do have solutions that also enable you to collect payments over the phone. And I know that most of you are not operating in isolation. You'd also want to look at how you are going to make payments to other businesses, whether they are on the DPO platform or they are not on the DPO platform. That's what I'm going to be talking about. And lastly, I'll talk about how you will access your funds, because I know it's the golden question on every entrepreneur's mind and on your minds as you're listening to me right now. Then how do I then get to collect payments? Let's talk about how you get paid. The DPO solution enables you to collect payments from all over the world, like what Manasseh indicated in his introduction. And the good news is that our platform is multi-currency, and it enables you to collect local payments. It also enables you to collect international currencies. And that sets us apart from most of the players that are within the industry. Our solution enables you to get paid from anywhere and at any time, giving you, the entrepreneur, giving you, the business executive, the freedom to collect payments at any given time. I always tell some of my customers that you have to make money you have to allow your business to make you money while you sleep. So that is what DPO does. We enable your business to make money while you sleep. And ultimately, we do have multiple payment methods, multiple settlement methods that are available to your business. So I'll talk about them. As I indicated earlier on, that we are all about payments. We are all about ensuring that your business gets paid, your business collects payments online. We do have various partnerships and various plug-and-play solutions that are available for your business. As you can see from my screen, you will see that there are multiple shopping carts, which are plug-and-play solutions that are renowned, that are popular in most of our markets. So if you have any Shopify shop and you want to take your product right from Accra to Manhattan, you can contact any one of our sales team members on the ground. They will help you through the process of onboarding. And within a period of less than 72 hours, your shop will be online and you are ready to collect payments from all over the world. If you do have your own bespoke website that you have created, your own bespoke solution that you have created, our teams will give you an open API that enables you to complete the integration through your development team. We'll offer the necessary support that you need up until the point that you go live, and immediately you start collecting payments. Like I indicated, we are all about payments. We think payments. And we have developed a solution in such a way that it gives you multiple or many payment methods from your mobile money. And these are some of the partnerships that we have. The likes of your M-Pesa, the likes of your Airtel, the likes of your MasterCard, Visa, PayPal. In certain markets, we do have, as you can see, there are many mobile options that are available. Depending on where you are seated, and I know that our audience this morning or this afternoon is not just sitting in Ghana. Just find out from the local team which mobile money options are available for you. But we are happy that we have integration into the major mobile money providers within the African continent. And we are also happy to say that we have integration into Visa, into MasterCard, just to give you and your customers as many payment methods as possible. We do have face-to-face solutions for your walk-in customers. As a company that is operating in the payment space, we do have our own mobile point of sale that we call the DPO Pay. So we are moving business away from you sitting on a desktop and you sitting behind the counter at your shop, and we are transforming your mobile phone into a point of sale that you can carry wherever you go. So from the DPO Pay app, you are able to send payment links by email. You are able to send email invoices from the same app. You are able to collect payments with cards and with mobile money as well. So you see, the freedom that we talk about for you to receive payments, for you to pay, to make payments, is extended beyond your office. In the evening in your house in Accra, you are able to send through a quick invoice via your mobile phone, and your customer pays you immediately. We also have payment solutions that enable you to collect payments via your phone. We call this the call center portal. And this is ideal for businesses that take bookings and orders over the phone. So if you are running an insurance company and you want to collect payments, if you're running a restaurant and you want to collect payments via the phone, you can actually place a call. And whilst your customer is on the phone, you can push through a secure payment link to your customer and collect a payment and conclude the deal before the customer on the other side of the line hangs up. So this is the freedom that we are talking about, that we're giving to entrepreneurs, that we're giving to businesses such as yourselves to get paid and to collect payments anywhere and at any time. Through the DPO solutions, we enable you to get paid with easy online invoices. As you can see, the major social media platforms that you see, the WhatsApp, we enable you to send links via WhatsApp. We enable you to send secure payment links via email, via SMS. And if you are a merchant or a business that does send high-value invoices or process high-value transactions, our solution enables you to send a link to your customer, who then chooses how they want to pay, what currency they want to use, and it just gives them the flexibility to make payments, partial payments. But all of that is happening within the set time limit. And all of that is giving your customer the freedom to split a payment on one invoice, on one ID that connects all these payments. So for instance, you have a large order that is coming from Australia, and this person wants to pay 100,000 US dollars. The lay-by option gives them the ability to split that payment and make smaller payments until they pay the full invoice to your business. So the card holder has that flexibility to make smaller payments to you. And for those of you that do not have websites, and those of you that do not want to engage into, make high costs of paying for a website and paying developers for a website, you running a supermarket, you run a shop, and you want to take your business online, you want to open your business to the global consumer, we have our own e-commerce website. So that should never be your headache, because we are here to provide you with a free website that is an all-in-one package, that is a website that is connected to your payments gateway. And we have various delivery partners that we're working in partnership with. And the good news is that the website is hosted and built by our specialist team. You can upload up to 250 products, and that website is ready to launch in 5 business days. You can approach our team that's sitting in Accra, make inquiries about the DPO store, and they will guide you on how to submit your application and what is required. But that's good news. This is good news. And if you're busy thinking about the budget, if you're not budgeted for a website, I believe right now you should be asking, what should I do? Just contact our team. They will guide you on what to do. This is a free e-commerce solution that we're providing to businesses that do not have websites. My question to you is, what are you waiting for? With such a big and glorious opportunity to receive payments online, what are you waiting for? So at DPO, we understand that your business is not operating in isolation. You also want to make payments to your vendors. You want to make payments to other suppliers. You want to make payments to your partners. Through the DPO platform, we enable you to make intra-network payments. What does that mean? It means your business sitting on the DPO platform and your supplier or your vendor sitting on the DPO platform, you are able to make those intra-payments, intra-network payments. You can simply split an amount and pay your vendor on the DPO system, and that payment is confirmed immediately. And this is done at no cost to you, the initiator of the transaction. So that cuts out a lot of hassles and a lot of paperwork that is required from banks. I'm glad Manasseh spoke about saving you time, saving you resources, saving you all these high bank transfer fees and costs that are associated with making interbank transfers. So this is an opportunity for you to cut time, to save costs, and to make sure that you optimize on your revenue collection. If there is any supplier, if there is any vendor that is outside of the DPO network, we have a virtual card that enables you to easily make payments to these suppliers. And the cost of that DPO card is almost insignificant. You can make an inquiry to our team and they will be able to give you the costing, but I can tell you it's insignificant. So I spoke about intra-network payments at no cost to you. And these intra-network payments enable you to bypass the settlement cycle, because we do have a settlement cycle. Once we collect your payments, we do have a settlement cycle in some cases 72 hours, depending on the industry that you are in. But if you want to bypass that, you receive a payment immediately, a notification immediately, you are able to launch a payment to another service provider that is sitting on the DPO platform. And the reconciliation process is very easy because it's still the same platform. You don't have to log out of the DPO platform to log into another one. You are on one single platform, like I said, with multiple facets that enable you to collect payments, to make business-to-business transactions. And all of these business-to-business transactions are done at no cost to you. You can also pay businesses via our virtual card. I spoke about businesses that are outside of the DPO, network. You get a virtual card in order to bypass the settlement cycles and make early payments. And on that virtual card, you can load up to 3 currencies. You can load US dollars, you can load Great British pounds, you can load the euros. The reconciliation process is also easy because you are doing this from a single platform. And one virtual card can have a single use. It can also have multiple uses. The choice is yours. So you decide what you want to do, what you want to use with your virtual card. And I want to add and say that the virtual cards are powered by Mastercard, and they're accepted by millions of businesses across the world. So the choice is yours on what to do with the virtual card. And lastly, I spoke about the golden question. I know that most of you are asking, then how do I receive my funds? You can access your settlement funds primarily to your bank account. So you can give us your bank account, nominated bank account, and DPO is able to settle to your bank account. We can also settle to virtual cards. If you want to access your money, you can create a virtual card from the DPO system. You load it with the funds in up to 3 currencies, and you can use to make payments. And I'm talking about payments to Amazon. I'm talking about payments to Facebook. I'm talking about payments, like I indicated, it's a Mastercard-powered virtual card accepted by millions of vendors across the world. And lastly, in certain markets, in some markets, you can have an instant settlement to your DPO card that gives you the ability to instantly access your funds in a multi-currency environment, in a multi-currency prepaid card. My question remains, what are you waiting for? The solution is there. The solution is available for you. And we are always constantly thinking and evolving ourselves to ensure that we provide you with solutions that grow your business. We are all about growing your business. We are all about growing your business and ensuring that you collect payments and you receive payments online. I'll hand over to my colleague, Philip. Thank you very much for your time. I look forward to having all of you on board. Over to you, Philip.
Well, thank you, Simba. And I'm guessing that that is why they say you're a man with a very big heart. Obviously, lots of features there for everybody to dig their hands into. And I can see a number of attendees. We have about 106 people joining us from all over the country and all over the continent, and some people joining from other parts of the world as well. Dahiru is joining us as well. Peter it has a few comments there, and quite a number of you are joining us. It would be nice to know. Esther Asante says she's joining us from Tema. It's really nice to know. And if, Kwesi Akwa as well, thank you so much for joining the session. If you have any questions, like I said, and I can see a couple of them have already popped up, please head on to the right side of your laptop. If you're joining us or watching this from your laptop, you can just head on to the right side. You see the question tab there. Just put your questions in. If you have any thoughts as well, you can just slot them straight into the chat box and we can get to go. Well, it's time for us to get into a quick poll. We have a very simple question that we want to get your thoughts and your opinions about. So head on to the poll section on the app. And the question is very simple. It's pretty simple. What barriers have prevented you from growing your business's digital presence? It's a very big topic today. Different people have different opinions about it and different challenges depending on the markets that you are in. But what barriers have prevented you from growing your business's digital presence? It's just head on to the poll and then cast your vote in there. There are 3 options. I haven't found the right payment partner. I haven't had the time to set it up, and my customers don't want to shop online. And these are but just a few of some of the thoughts that we've had from some of you as business people. So let us know what your thoughts are about this particular question, and just heading on to the poll to see exactly how that is doing. Just head on to the poll section to take part in the poll. We'd really love to hear from you. And the question is there. Let's know what your thoughts are. What barriers have prevented you from growing your business's digital presence? There are 3 options. I haven't found the right payment partner. I haven't had the time to set it up, and my customers don't want to shop online. These are just the 3 options that we have available to you. Head on there. Let's know what your thoughts are about that particular one as we continue the conversation. The poll is live, so please head on there. Let's know what your thoughts are. It's obviously a very big deal within the space that we're in, within the market that we're in. And making sure that you have a presence online is critical for the success of your business. But due to a number of reasons, some people are not able to take advantage of some of these opportunities that are available online. And it will be really good to hear from you and hear your thoughts about this one. We have 3 options that we have available that we need to get your thoughts on. The question for the poll is, what barriers have prevented you from growing your business's digital presence? You have the option of I haven't found the right payment partner. You have the option of I haven't had the time to set it up. And then my customers don't want to shop online. Let's know your thoughts about it. And we'll just crack on there. So the poll is live. So please head on to the poll section and just cast your votes and let's know what your thoughts are. We're going to be heading on into the rest of the conversation right about now. And we are going to also be hearing from quite a number of people today. We've already heard from Simba, who basically spoke to us concerning the DPO Pay platform, giving us an introduction of it and its features and the various products on offer. And I thought that conversation was really, really important. If you still are not sure exactly what the best payment solution options are for you within Ghana and within the continent. Manasseh also spoke to us, giving us a brief history of DPO's operations, and I think that was a pretty comprehensive conversation that we had. Next up, our next speaker who will be joining us basically also will be speaking to us about fraud prevention and risk services. A very, very pertinent conversation if you own a business. It's not the easiest thing to keep your eyes on, but then it's something that you need to pay very, very close attention to as a business person. Now, our next guest joined the DPO Group in March 2021 and is responsible for developing and executing an integrated long-term fraud prevention, operational risk scheme, compliance, and data strategy for the group. It's a lot of things for one person to shoulder, but then when he speaks, you will understand why he's the best person to manage that portfolio. He has over 14 years experience in which spans governance, risk, compliance, and everything else across Africa. It's my pleasure to welcome onto the platform Gilbert Oyo, who's a DPO Group's Senior Manager of Risk and Data. Gilbert, always a pleasure to have you. One of the things I always say that it's always nice when I have a fellow bald man joining me on the panel. It just works really well. So, Gilbert, I mean, I wouldn't be the one to tell you this, but I'm sure you know a lot of people have thoughts and fears about fraud, how fraud can be prevented, how risk can be averted, and things like that. And it does a number on, quite a number of business people. So, what are the fraud prevention measures that have been put in place, and of course the risk services available from DPO Pay?
Okay, so thank you so much, Philly, for that excellent introduction and background. I'm happy to be here, and good afternoon, good morning to everyone. Thank you for joining us. So I'll take us through a number of slides that will answer the question that Philip just posed to me, and one of the key things that we see in my role as DPO fraud risk and data leader, we see a lot of trends that cut across different jurisdictions and currencies. As Simba said before me, we exist purely to help our customers and our merchants grow, and not just grow, to grow at scale and at speed. But as with all things that are growing at speed, you need to make sure you have proper brakes and proper vision so that you can pick any risks in advance and you don't crash into anything. And that's really is what fraud and risk division at DPO does. So I'll talk us through three key things. One is a few facts that we pick in our interactions with our merchants, facts around fraud and facts around chargebacks, which are things that are very pertinent to our merchants. I will then walk us through a bit of financial crime and what we see happening in the landscape, given our coverage as DPO. I will then walk you through our risk-based approach to making sure that our customers and merchants are secure. Okay, when you work at scale the way we do, as Manasseh mentioned, we're covering 20 plus countries, covering over 21 different currencies, covering over 60,000 active merchants. It then exposes us and our merchants to quite a number of interesting data, and I wanted to share some of this with you. So one is a few facts about fraud that we've picked over time. One is that we see fraudsters having stacks and stacks of cards. So often you find that on average, genuine customers who are not fraudsters would have often less than 5 cards. Whenever we see someone or a customer having multiple cards in the orders of 10 and above, we've seen that there's a 7 times chance that this is actually a fraudulent person or fraudulent customer. One of the other things we've picked that is very interesting when you look at the data around fraud is that fraudsters tend to dislike capital letters. So anytime you process payments and we're seeing someone's name or addresses all in small letters, interesting that often that turns out to be 3 times likely to be a suspicious of fraudulent transaction. One of the other things we see is that fraudsters are always virtually on the move. Basically, this means that if we process payments for one of our merchants and we discover that their customer is changing addresses more than once in a week, there's a 30% likelihood that is actually a fraudulent customer. We also see trends around customers favoring very disposable email addresses. And most of these are normally email addresses with figures or digits in them. And from our analysis, we find that anytime you get an email address that has more than 2 digits in it, then it's twice likely to be a fraudulent email address. One other very interesting one is that fraudsters are night owls. For some reason, a lot of fraudsters tend to believe that they work better at night. From our data, again, and from general research in the industry, payments that are processed 2 a.m. normally carries a 50% chance of being a fraudulent transactions. Payments that are processed at 4 a.m. carry a 100% chance of being a fraudulent transaction. Of course, there are other variables that we look at when you're making these decisions, but they're very interesting statistics that we see across markets and across different industries. Now, there are a number of facts also about chargebacks. Chargebacks is one of those things that we are very careful about at DPO, because then we understand that when our merchants grow, and when you grow at scale, then you naturally expose yourself to chargebacks. Some of the few facts that we've gathered around chargebacks is that approximately 75% of chargebacks are normally friendly fraud. So these are cases where a customer has ordered goods from your store or has booked a hotel and they've gone and enjoyed the services, and then they later on come and say they didn't enjoy the service or it was not the standard that they expected. Across the industry, we see that approximately 80% of this, 86% rather, normally friendly fraud, linked directly to non-delivery of services or damaged goods. We also see that a lot of cardholders launch chargebacks purely because they find it convenient. And most of the time, we see that it's primarily linked to customers who feel that going through the bank or talking to the merchant to try and get a refund is very tedious. So they simply just call their bank and launch a chargeback. Thirdly, one of the other things that we pick is that a lot of the friendly fraud from these chargebacks are normally very unintentional. Most of the time, these are down to misunderstandings, very simple misunderstandings between the customer and our merchants. A lot of it could actually be resolved through very simple phone calls or just simple discussions. Actually, up to 49% of friendly fraud is normally due to very simple misunderstandings. One of the other things you also see is that 95% of chargeback filers actually ignore the regulations and terms and conditions. Now, this is important because most of the time we talk to our merchants share with us very comprehensive terms and conditions that they make their customers sign. However, customers rarely go through these terms and conditions. They rarely adhere to them. And some of them, like what the regulators require, that before a chargeback is launched, a customer should actually contact the merchant and try and resolve it. Less than 5% of chargeback filers actually go through that regulatory process. So that education is really important, as I'll take us through what we currently do. One of the other things we see is that once someone is successful in defrauding our merchants, they're usually likely to try it again. And we keep tabs of this to make sure our merchants don't get exploited. Okay. Now, that said, the number of things that we find very useful as fraud and risk professionals, and one of them is to always keep an eye for detail and make sure we don't let our own personal bias override our protection of our merchants and their customers. A simple case is this slide that's often very fascinating to me because it's very easy. It's a very easy way of exposing our own personal bias and how easy it is to miss things that are right in front of you. So in this slide, you could do a simple exercise and just try and guess the number of times the letter F appears in this slide. In the interest of time, I will give you the answer. Yes, normally it would be a lot of people would pick 4, very few would pick 5, and even fewer would pick 6. Yet the number of times F appears here is actually 6, and primarily we miss the letter F in the word off that is repeated several times in this statement because our eyes are trained to miss this statement. Now, this is very key for us because then it allows us to be aware as risk and fraud people of our own personal bias, and always brings this skeptical baby back in mind to make sure that anytime we are dealing with our merchants and their customers, then we need to be very skeptical and not assume that anything is what we see in front of us. Okay, now, there are a number of hypotheses that we like to make and that we see coming up over and over in our interactions with our fraud and risk colleagues across. One is that we have a financial crime problem that is a global problem. It's not restricted to a particular country. Across all these 20 countries plus that we work in, we see almost the same patterns coming up over and over again. And anytime there's fraud, criminals are always in it purely for the money, and they depend on people like lawyers and bankers and other people to help them clean or pass through the money. And this explains why we then go through a very stringent KYC procedure for our merchants to make sure that we onboard merchants who will not bring a risk to the financial system, but also we go through the transactions to make sure that our merchants are not exploited by fraudulent customers. One of the best ways to combat global crime is to follow the money, and we do that actively through our very comprehensive fraud prevention processes. And we aim to put the K back into KYC to know your customer, and we know that this can make a difference. Okay, now, we know that crime pays, and we often hear this statement here made every time lots of the time when you're growing up, parents tell us that crime doesn't pay, and we grow up thinking or believing that it doesn't, but we know it does. And we have lots of figures to prove this. This is just a summary of what we pick from global research showing that crime does pay, and it is our responsibility to make sure that we protect the global financial system from this negative actors. Overall, we're looking at approximately 2.2 trillion that is lost to financial crime every year. And as a payment processor, it's our responsibility to make sure that we protect the system and protect our merchants and protect our customers. Now, a lot of the times when you see these figures, it's very easy not to put a name to it or just to assume that these are figures out there and they're not real people who are impacted by these negative figures. So here's a young man known as Francis from the Eastern DRC who was rescued from a mine after he was put there by one of his uncles who was meant to be taking him to school. Everyone thought he was in school, but he was actually a slave, engaged in slave labor. And this was only discovered when one of the mines collapsed and he was rescued from that mine. Now, Francis is lucky because we know his name, we've seen his photo, that there are over thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions of people around the world who are like Francis, but we never get to see their faces. We never get to hear their stories. Overall, we're looking at approximately, well over 7 million people, who are under slave-like conditions across the world. And this problem cuts across different continents. In fact, it's estimated that as we speak, the number of people living in slave-like conditions is way higher today than it was when slave trade was legal. Now, this is another very disturbing statistics, and they're not statistics that are only linked to one particular jurisdictions. They actually cut across many jurisdictions. So what can we do about this? So what we do at DPO as fraud prevention, risk, and data is to make sure that, one, our customers and merchants are actually legitimate, and that when we're onboarding them, we take them through a very comprehensive KYC procedure, comprehensive but very friendly, just to make sure that we get you transacting as fast as possible, but at the same time that we protect you. We know enough about you to make sure that when someone is trying to exploit you, then we're able to identify these exploits early enough and stop them and alert you also in time. We also endeavor to understand the risks involved. Now, a lot of times, we've seen a lot of fines being levied across the world to different financial institutions for non-compliance with sanctions, risk, money laundering, non-compliance, and issues to do with political exposure or geographic risk. So our responsibility is to make sure that by the time we're onboarding you, we have equipped you with the knowledge, we've reviewed everything that you provided us, and we are confident that you will not be in a position to be fined by these regulators as our merchants for being engaged in any of these activities. And that if there is a particular merchant that presents a risk to other merchants, then we identify them early enough and isolate them to make sure that the wider network of merchants and the general financial system is protected. The DPO fraud risk teams also take our merchants and customers through comprehensive screening, just to make sure that if there are any owners or any organizations that are exposed to fraud or bribery-related scandals or law enforcement scandals, things like tax evasion and others, we highlight them early enough. And if you're at risk, we help you to comply so that you then do not get penalized later on unnecessarily. We understand that maintaining your own in-house risk and fraud teams is a very expensive affair. And this is something that we're happy to take on for you. And we have fully fledged risk and fraud prevention teams to make sure that you focus on your business and you don't worry about regulatory compliance and other risk matters. Where we identify that there's significant risk, we perform further due diligence using very comprehensive tools that we have in-house and other third-party tools that help to identify things like fake documents or things like passports or business registration documents that are not genuine. So we identify this and we are able to alert you that you need to give us either good documents or if somebody else is trying to defraud you, we can let you know that this customer has provided fake documents. Please don't issue this service to them in time so that you don't lose money or you don't end up issuing service. And then later on, this customer lodges a chargeback and you lose money in that process. We understand that beyond just onboarding, some customers can actually turn rogue. Maybe they transacted with our merchants once or twice before and they were okay. 6 months later, they've turned rogue and they're no longer genuine merchants. So we are able to flag this through our ongoing monitoring by the fraud prevention team that works 24/7, 24 hours, 7 days a week to make sure that our merchants are protected. We also look at very comprehensive risk management and reporting. We share lots of reports with our merchants so that you can tell what is going on with your customers, and you can use that also for your own decision making. Finally, of course, we organize lots of training for our merchants, training either to do with fraud management, to do with chargeback management, to do with general system use. We have a very well-trained and very thorough customer care team that handles this to ensure that our merchants optimize their operations and focus on things that bring money into their pockets, so that we can then handle all the risk associated with your business. Right, that's it. That brings me to the end of my presentation. I would hand this over back to Philip. And thank you all for this time, and I look forward to engaging further and having lots more merchants on board from Ghana and across the world. Thank you.
Gilbert, thank you so much for that. That was really, really instructive. And look, even your smile puts me at ease and wants me to do business. So it's always a pleasure. Well, like I said, we had a poll up a couple of minutes ago, and I find it really refreshing, the responses. I mean, it's a bit worrying when you think about it, but it's still really, really refreshing that you guys voted, and at least it gives us a good understanding of where the challenges really are. So the question for the poll was, what barriers have prevented you from growing your business's digital presence? We had the options including, I haven't found the right payment partner, and then I haven't had the time to set it up, and my customers don't want to shop online. And incredibly, a lot of you haven't found the right payment partner. 75% of you actually haven't found the right payment partner. And that is why some of these conversations are important, because the DPO Pay and the DPO team, working in conjunction with Mastercard in Ghana and all the other partners all over the world, basically are the very perfect option for you. And it's really, really instructive that those of you who voted did vote according to that. Well, we have one more poll that we're going to do before we get into conversations about DPO partnerships in Ghana. So the quick question is, what are your ambitions for e-commerce and online sales? Very simple question for the poll. What are your ambitions for e-commerce and online sales? So the main idea here is that we have 3 options for you to choose from. I want to offer my existing customers digital payment solutions or options. The second one is I want to reach new customers and audiences with my existing products. And the third option is I want to launch new products and services. Gives us a good idea of what exactly those of you who have joined the call are looking for. So what are your ambitions for e-commerce and online sales? What are your ambitions for e-commerce and online sales? First option, I want to offer my existing customers digital payment options. Second, I want to reach new customers and audiences with my existing products. And I want to launch new products and services. So whatever your ambitions for e-commerce is or are and online sales, let us know what it is so we can figure out the best way to support you. And I just like to say a big thank you to all 107 of you who have joined the session. And Comedy is joining in. Aisha Ali has joined in. Benjamin has joined in. Bernard is also a part of the conversation this afternoon. Quite a number of you. Like I did indicate as well, there is a question section that you can pose your questions to. Just head on to the second option there. It says questions. Just put your question there. If you see a question that you feel needs to be answered, go ahead and vote for it so that it would basically pop up in the list so we can get quick answers to that. But then if you just have a few thoughts that you want to share, please go on ahead and share them in the chat section as well. It's a very simple process. Just hit the chat section and type in whatever your thoughts are. And thank you to everybody who has joined in, Emmanuel Jakbele and Eugene Kofi and everybody else. Thank you so much for joining the session this afternoon. So please keep your voting coming in the poll. The poll is up. What are your ambitions for e-commerce and online sales? And your thoughts are coming through. Interesting the way the voting is going, but I'll be telling you about how the voting went after our next session. And so, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome onto the stage once again Manasseh. Now, as he speaks to us about DPO partnerships in Ghana specifically, and Manasseh will be, basically hitting the nail right on the head for DPO partnerships that are existing in Ghana and how you can be a part of it. Manasseh, thank you so much once again for joining the session. And what are these partnerships that are available in Ghana?
Thank you very much once again, Philip. Great to be back. So, like I said, in the last few years, we've invested resources in connecting with and forging relationships with partners that are relevant to the growth of our merchants' businesses. And so these partnerships allows us to provide our merchants the sort of solution they really need to grow their enterprises. So for Ghana, I'll take you through a few of our current partners. Simba went deep into the sort of payment solutions we have available, not just in Ghana, but across Africa. And we've integrated successfully into multiple mobile money service providers, not just in Ghana, but across Africa. And so, for example, in Ghana, we have MTN, we have Vodafone, we have Airtel Tigo, and then beyond the borders of Ghana, we have Orange in a country like Cote d'Ivoire, we have M-Pesa in Kenya, we have Airtel in Kenya as well, in Uganda, and then multiple countries. So what that does is that though you are operating as an entrepreneur or a business in Ghana, accepting mobile money payments from your consumers in Ghana who are able to pay you with these options, you also have access to consumers in these countries where these mobile money integrations are available. So like I keep saying, it gives you value and brings you the growth that you desire, not only within our immediate borders, but across Africa. Some banks in Ghana have been part of the success story of DPO. And let me say that across Africa, we work with about 40 banks. And this makes it possible for us to provide the sort of solution that we do provide to merchants all over Africa and beyond. And so in Ghana, we have forged partnership with EcoBank, with GT Bank, Stanbic, FNB, and this allows us to offer the seamless solution when it comes to card payments that we do provide to our merchants, and be able to also process in the local currency as well as other currencies that are permitted within the laws that regulates the payment space in Ghana. Beyond that, we keep forging such relationships in a way that grows the businesses of our merchants. And so I'll take you again into the slide that was discussed by Simba. If as a business you want to take leverage on the opportunity that exists in the online space, then one of the best ways to do it is by selling online, by selling via a website. And so what we find is that most businesses in Ghana build their websites via some popular shopping carts. And so we've had to build these relationships with the shopping carts in order to provide a payment solution for merchants or businesses that decide to use these shopping carts. So, for example, if you are an SME who has built a website on Shopify, the good news is that we already have a plugin for Shopify. So once you are done with your website, all you need is to reach out to us. We guide you through the onboarding process, and within the shortest possible time, you have a payment solution on that website that makes your business able to run faster, all right, without worrying about how to receive payment. And the same is the case for shopping carts like Wix, Magento, Equid, WooCommerce. So the point I'm making here is that because of these partnerships we have with these shopping carts, merchants and entrepreneurs don't need to worry about what shopping cart to go for. You decide on what you go for based on the offerings that they provide to you, and once you've decided on that, build the website. We will plug in with a payment solution that will allow you to receive payments by card, by mobile money, by bank transfer, and any form of payment that is convenient to you as a business or to your customer. Beyond e-commerce, we've forged such relationships that are relevant to to different sectors. So it's not just for the e-commerce. I can mention the same for the hospitality industry, for restaurants, for hotels, for airlines that operate within the travel and hospitality space. So once you decide on your technology partner, for example, a software that you want to use for your business, for your hotel, if you are using a software like, say, Easy, from Easy Hospitality Solutions, which is quite popular in Ghana, then we have a partnership with Easy. If you want to use booking engines and channel managers like SiteMinder, like Hotelogix, like Nightbridge, there's already an existing relationship between us and these providers. And so for you as a merchant, we are able to power payments through these platforms and process payments on your behalf and make it easy for you to connect with your customers. Beyond this, I would also say that we customize solutions, payment solutions. We build customized payment solutions based on the needs of our merchants. So on this slide, you will see a list of global brands that we've partnered with that have come to us with a need for customized solutions, payment solutions that connects them to their consumers within Ghana and beyond. And so if you don't be scared by the size of these global brands I've put here. This is just to say that no matter how big a project is, once the need has to do with payments, we're able to provide it. If you're an SME in Ghana, no matter what technology you are using to run your business, whether it's a software, whether it's a website, if it's an app, whatever it is, that requires a payment solution in order for you to serve your customers better. With our tech team, we engage you, get to understand what the need is, and we are able to provide you a solution and plug you in to accept the various forms of payments that we are able to offer. In order to do all this, we extend our partnerships beyond just our technology partners. And so today, I think Bossman will be engaging us too very soon. We've had a very formidable partnership with Mastercard, who has been behind most of the solutions that we are able to offer especially when it comes to card payments. And not just that, with Visa, with Amex, and that allows us to also expand the offerings that are required by our merchants and then businesses within the continent. So with all this said, I'm sure, Philip, I'm going to add another $1 million question. After all is said and done, how do you as a merchant or an entrepreneur, an SME, a business, become part of the DPO family? How do you join us and begin to enjoy from all the offerings that we have for your business? And it's simple. In the next few seconds, you are going to see a link that will take you to our onboarding page, where you will follow a simple process to get onboarded and become part of the DPO family and begin to extend this amazing solution to your customers, and then that would make your life quite easier. Thank you very much once again. It's been an honor connecting with you all. Hopefully within the days and weeks ahead, we will engage better. If you need us, if you need a payment solution that will make your life and that of your customers better, please reach out to us via the link that will be shared on the chat. Once you follow it, the journey to becoming part of DPO begins. Have a wonderful day, you all.
And the link is actually live in the chat, Manasseh. So for those of you who are on the live chat on the app, just head on there. You will see the link is live. Is your business registered? Well, if it's not, make sure you register and start transacting in exactly 72 hours. The link is up right there in the chat. Please head on there and have a look at it. We have 107 people who are joining us, and I do hope that all of you head on there, start the process of liberating your business and then sending your business across. Well, like I indicated, we had our second poll, and the question was basically, what are your ambitions for e-commerce and online sales? First option was, I want to offer my existing customers digital payment options. Second option was, I want to reach new customers and audiences with my existing products. And the next one was, I want to launch new products and services. What I find really instructive is that for most of you who have voted, it is 50-50 split between I want to offer my existing customers digital payment solutions and options, and I want to reach new customers and audiences with my existing products. It means a number of things, and I really do appreciate all of you casting your votes with that particular one there. We have one more poll before we get into it, and there is just one more poll that I want us to get into real quick before we bring in our next speaker, who will be speaking about winning as a digital entrepreneur. Now, with the poll that we just had, and with the thoughts that you just shared, it's clear that quite a number of you have businesses, quite a number of you have solutions, quite a number of you have services to offer. The other side is how to get these services that DPO Pay has on offer, to be able to leverage that and then get to your customers. And that seems to be the core thing for most of you. So our next poll, real quick, is how important is a secure e-commerce platform to your business ambitions? Very simple question there. How important is a secure e-commerce platform to your business ambitions? First option, very important. Second option, somewhat important. And third option is not important. And that poll is up right now, and we're going to be seeing you guys casting your votes right about now. So please head on to the poll and then cast your votes there. How important is it for your business to have a trusted and reliable e-commerce partner? First option, very important. Second option, quite important. Third option, not that important. Well, I can see that the votes are coming in, and there is only one option available, and it looks like quite a number of you are going for that first option. But then there are two other options, quite important, not that important. We'd like to hear your thoughts about that. So keep your votes coming in for that poll. And now we are going to get into a conversation about winning as a digital entrepreneur. It's one thing being an entrepreneur, it's another thing being a digital entrepreneur in 2022 and onwards, but it's a completely different story winning as a digital entrepreneur. Now, here to share the secret to digital success is the leader of the Ghana local entity responsible for the strategic delivery of the business objectives for Ghana, managing all customer, employee, government, and regulatory relationships in the country while ensuring compliance with internal and external regulations. Bossman Ekufu Kwapong is the country director of business development for Ghana at Mastercard, and he joins us now to give us a sense of how you can win as a digital entrepreneur. Bossman, thank you so much for connecting once again. It was a real pleasure connecting with you at the launch of this very wonderful partnership in Ghana with DPO Pay and Mastercard. And it looks like we're just going to move on from there to higher heights. So how can people win as digital entrepreneurs?
Thank you, Philip. I think I would, on behalf of Mastercard, say a very big thank you for all the people that have joined. And it's important that we continuously say thank you to people who take the advantage of these opportunities to join and also ask questions and interact with us on an ongoing basis. So I'm very grateful for that. I think there are a number of things that we want to share, but first and foremost, let me sort of give a sense around what has COVID been how COVID has impacted retail businesses across the world, how growth has transitioned to e-commerce, and then what are the imperatives for SMEs? What are the key things that they need to do on an ongoing basis to take advantage of these opportunities that has been created? So first and foremost, COVID is a moment in history that a lot of us live to regret because of the number of lives that has been lost out of it. But as businesses, whilst we mourn this, there are opportunities that have been created, and we would sort of go into that. A number of COVID has sort of given us the opportunity to transition the way we do business, the way people shop, and the way people pay, right? As a way of creating value and as a way of creating a touchless experience when people are buying and paying. Clients are no longer entering banks, shops, and business offices to do business. And therefore, businesses are looking for opportunities to still communicate, transact, show their goods and services so that clients can take advantage of it. And a number of research have shown that this movement, and we cannot overemphasize it. As a result of this, we have seen a significant growth in e-commerce across the world. And if you look at the Ghana situation, since COVID was first discovered in Ghana and 1 year on, e-commerce have grown by over 120%. And if you look at last year, that growth has been sustained, which means people have continued to do business on e-commerce platforms. COVID has spotlighted the need for touchless experience, and so people are looking for contactless payments. People are looking for Momo experiences to make payments. People are looking for QR experience to make payments, and these transitions is one of the most important things that we continue to see. And the Bank of Ghana indicates that the movement towards digital transactions has been quite significant over the last couple of years. So in the last 1 year, Mastercard did a study, which was to sort of gauge clients or shoppers or people who do business online, what their view on online shopping is. So just like the poll that we are doing here, Mastercard did one. And consumers largely said that they are shopping on online platforms more, and they'll continue to do so. One, because of the convenience that it provides them, and two, because of the experience that the seamless experience that they get when they do this. And all this is some of the trends that we are seeing. And as a business, it is then imperative to look at these trends and sort of take decisions as you move on. So when the poll came, it was quite instructive for me that some businesses are still not online, and you are losing out a lot. So as SMEs move online, there's increased competition. And that is one of the things that we need to all avail our minds to. That when you move online, your consumer base, the people that you can touch base with, expands exponentially. So just imagine if you have a shop that is in Accra and you move that shop online, it becomes a global shop, right? And as businesses, a lot of businesses from Kenya, from South Africa also do same. It means that the consumer has multiple choices. Now he can shop from a shop in Ghana, sitting in Ghana. He can shop from a shop in New York, sitting in Ghana. He can shop from a shop in South Africa, sitting in Ghana. So that is the two sides of the coin that you're exposed to. Your market becomes bigger, but your competition also becomes bigger. And as a result, businesses need to think through it and say, how do we leverage on digital solutions to take advantage of the open market and also sort of minimize the impact on competition on our businesses? So we sort of articulated three key things that businesses will want to look at in these times. One is businesses must offer a seamless, flexible, and frictionless payment options. So if you look at it, you know your business, you know what is unique, you know your selling proposition, you know what differentiates you from other players in the industry. But clients are the people that are coming to you. They are also thinking about, how do I pay and get the goods delivered on time? So you need to also, as part of your business strategy, think about, how do I create a variety of payment solutions for the client? So if the client wants to pay with their Momo wallet, if the client wants to pay with their MasterCard, if their client wants to pay with a contactless payment, if the client wants to do the payment on the web or through a QR transaction, do you have all these platforms available to make it convenient for the client to pay? Otherwise, what tends to happen is that you have your goods, but because you cannot receive payment, you cannot deliver the goods to the client. And as you build these platforms, one of the key things that you need to think about is security. It is a critical piece, because when people come to your platform and they get scammed, they won't come there again. So it is important that businesses adopt and partner with well-known partners like DPO, who has the expertise, the know-how to provide a platform that is well secured, that gives you a peace of mind, and also to your client. And so that is one of the critical pieces that we want businesses to consider. And on a final piece, how do you customize your experiences? Because one of the things that we all see is that if you send a letter to somebody and you say, "Dear Sir," it doesn't become personal. It's not customized. You cannot feel it as much as when a company sends you something that is personalized. It means they have thought about you, they have mentioned your name, they have taken pains to find what is unique about you, and the experience that they are delivering is unique to you. And businesses need to take advantage of data. And if you can't even then move on to AI and algorithms, then you can use data very, very well to customize experiences that make every client feel unique to the solution that you are providing. So these are the three things that we wanted to articulate. So what is the MasterCard way? I mean, MasterCard over the years has become a trusted partner in providing secure, innovative payment technologies to all our partners, including DPO. MasterCard is at the forefront of digital growth in the financial services. And we do this through the power of partnerships. That is what MasterCard believes, that you cannot sit alone to leverage on the opportunities that is available and to provide world-class solutions. You need to continuously collaborate and partner with key banks, key payment solution providers in making sure that you build a comprehensive solution that meets their clients' needs. If you look at across the globe, we are collaborating with a number of domestic payment systems to build a comprehensive ecosystem that helps deliver solutions. So in Ghana, we are speaking to the Bank of Ghana. We are collaborating with GIPS on a number of solutions. And these are all some of the partnerships that we build to help to make sure that we enrich the offering that we provide to our customers on an ongoing basis. We have a huge network of technology and partnerships, and the view is that how do we then use this to support small businesses, merchants, to adapt to the ever-changing environments that we find ourselves in. Now, let me talk about a bit around the power of partnership. MasterCard partnership with DPO would offer SMEs greater choice, convenience by pivoting their businesses online and accepting digital payments, which has the potential to exponentially grow their business and their revenue stream. So if you think about it, now that your business is online, now that you have customers across the globe, the opportunities becomes endless. But you need to also take cognizance of competitions also becomes endless. So as you take advantage of it, how do you provide a service that competition cannot match? The collaboration will help SMEs, which are critical growth to the economy, and everybody says it. SMEs are critical growth to our economy, to process payments via simple integration to a single platform, equipped with strong protection. Once again, we are emphasizing on security, and I was happy when the fraud guy talked about all the fraud trends, which helps you know that fraud is real, and also support refunds and chargebacks. So that is one of the key things that we look out for in all partnerships. Is the partner able to offer a secure platform and is able to offer refunds and chargebacks as quickly as possible what were required. What has MasterCard been doing in supporting businesses? Over the next 5 years, we at MasterCard has pledged $250 million in financial technology and insight support to SMEs. And this includes cash flows to sustain their operations, because you know that SMEs need cash flow on an ongoing basis to sustain their opportunities. Access to credit, working with back-end partners. So in Ghana, for instance, we are working with EcoBank to deliver micro credit solutions to small businesses that have never had a bank account or never interacted with a bank. And if you look at the size that we are looking at, we hope to touch over 15,000 businesses with this solution. We have partnered with the Global Cyber Alliance to release a free online cyber security toolkit to arm small businesses with basic security controls. So this is something that you can take advantage of, just so that you know what are the basic do's and don'ts when you integrate or you move your business online. Globally, we have a commitment to support 50 million micro and small businesses by integrating them with the digital economy by 2025. And if you look at the progress that we have made since this was launched in 2020, we are almost halfway through it, and we believe that we would be able to achieve this. Bringing it home in the Africa and Middle East, the goal is to activate 10 million SMEs with MasterCard products and solutions by 2025. And we are driving this, and the partnership with DPO would even help enhance this more. So in conclusion, what we want to say is the impact of the pandemic, which is the COVID pandemic, is here to stay largely. And the behavior that people have adopted to protect themselves, to stay healthy, to shop, are largely going to be things that they are not going to move away from, right? And as we said, it provides a unique opportunity for businesses to innovate and adapt to the new trends so that they can take advantage of this. Right? This is a big opportunity to grow your market share, create true value and memorable experiences that can evolve into lasting, resilient revenue streams for businesses. So if you think about it, these are people that never had access to your products. By moving online, now you are not only serving your local community, you are serving people globally. And therefore, these are new revenue streams that you are creating for yourselves. And these revenue streams will become an important part of your business growth as you go along. And we continuously say DPO offers unique solutions and experiences through our partnership with them. So take advantage of it. And for us, by sharing this knowledge and experiences, we hope that we can collectively build confidence in the SME sector so that we can power them to thrive in today's fast-paced world. On behalf of Mastercard, I want to once again say thank you for joining this session. And over to you, Philip.
Well, thank you, Bossman. Really, really appreciate that. Very important information and advice for anyone who's looking at winning as a digital entrepreneur. Lots of learnings to pick up there. Thank you so much for sharing. Well, like I said, the poll, our very final poll is up. I'm just going to check out, and it looks like 100% of you, all of you who voted, feel that it is very, very important for your businesses to have a trusted and reliable e-commerce partner. And obviously, the only e-commerce business partner you should be considering is DPO Pay. And like we indicated earlier, the onboarding process is really, really smooth. It's really, really fast. Just head on to the platform and start the process. It's very, very simple. Just head on now to dpogroup.com/get started, and the process will begin for you. 72 hours should be good to go to commence operations and commence your interactions with your clients and receive payments and enjoy this new world of seamless online payments. Well, it's now time for us to get into a bit of question and answers. We've had some questions coming in on the platform already. I've seen quite a number of them, and I really appreciate that. But we are going to be getting some questions, and I have some questions personally as well that I want to pose to the members of the panel. So if it will be okay with the rest of the team, I have the rest of the team there. As you can see, Manasseh and of course Gilbert and Simba have joined me. Guys, thank you so much for sticking around and to basically hear, and Bossman as well. Thank you so much for sticking around. We have a couple of questions that I would like us to address, a couple of key issues that some of the participants have raised, and so let's get straight into it. Well, the very first one that I have here: what benefits does Mastercard bring to the DPO partnership? I don't know if Bossman, if you could just in brief, really briefly, just give us a sense of what some of these benefits that Mastercard bring to the DPO partnership.
Thank you, Philip. If you look at Mastercard, we are a global payment technology company. So we have evolved from payments into a technology company. So we provide technology solutions around all payments. And we are in over 210 countries across the world. So that is the reach that we have. And if you look at the solutions that we provide, they are world-class because we have people that we have recruited across the world with various unique experiences and expertise around payment and payment technology. And that is the benefit that we bring on board into this partnership. The global reach, the global expertise, the extensive knowledge in payment and payment technology, our network with regulators, with payment solutions, with different organizations across the group. So that is the benefit that we bring on board. Lastly, I think our payment gateway is one of the world class, and it supports multiple payment options. And that is one of the powerful tools that we are bringing. MasterCard is truly the only global payment technology company that offers what we call a multi-rail solution. So we support the card rail, we support account-to-account rails, and we also support crypto and Bitcoins. So that is the comprehensive payment rails that we have across the world, and we are the only company that offers this as a comprehensive solution, and that also is one of the key benefits that we bring into this partnership. Thank you.
Brilliant, Bossman. Thank you so much for putting it so succinctly. Well, let's get into the question box, and Lara is asking, how long does it take for you to process forex payments? How long does it take for you to process forex payments? Gentlemen, would I have Simba? Is that something that you could address for us briefly?
Thanks a lot, and thanks, Lara, for the question. Like I indicated in the presentation, our payments are real time. So if somebody receives a payment link or your customers on your website, they make a payment right now, you receive an instant notification telling you that Simba has paid. The second part of what I presented was that our system is multi-currency. So regardless of the card, whether it's a US dollar card or it's a British pound card, it's real-time payments. You receive an instant notification, and then the settlement process to your bank account is what takes about 72 hours.
I see. Wow. That would put a lot of business people's minds at rest. And Manasseh, you can agree with me in a Ghanaian setting where a lot of people are still very apprehensive, especially with regards to some of these things. Having this solution in place will put a lot of people's minds at rest, and clearly it's something that would drive adoption and would drive people to take this on as a viable solution.
Exactly. Philip, and then I think a week or two ago, I mentioned that the advantage that we bring to businesses via multi-currency solution is the fact that you get to leverage on the opportunities that exist in other jurisdictions, going beyond Ghana. So if you're an SME, for example, selling a GTP print or kaftan that targets the Nigerian market, you don't have to worry about the currency that exists in that market. A Nigerian consumer can pay with his card by Naira, all right? And then you still get to receive your funds we process the same and settle the funds to your bank account here in Ghana, in Ghana City. So currency doesn't become a barrier to your business.
It's nice and reassuring. Well, Mustafa has quite a number of questions. I'll start off with the first one. What is your payout policy? What is your payout policy? That's a question from Mustafa. Gilbert, is that something you'd like to take up, or Simba?
I think Simba would handle that quite well. Something to do with I think the payout.
The payout policy, yes.
The settlement
Simba, if you
cycle.
could address that for me. Yeah.
Okay, so like I indicated earlier on that our settlements are the minimum of 72 hours. 72 hours we would have settled to your bank account. Obviously, your account should be live. Your account should have met all the KYC requirements and has gone through our risk assessment. So 72 hours, if everything, holding all things constant, everything is there, 72 hours, the money will reflect in your bank account. But there are exceptional cases, obviously, where additional documentation is required. But we stand by our word, 72 hours.
Gilbert, there's a question on data. Mustafa is also asking, who owns my customers' data?
All right. So when the payment is processed, there's some cardholder data that we receive in our processing system. So part of that data is held within our systems. I'm guessing this question is coming from concern about data privacy and security aspect. I'd like to give Mustafa the comfort that we are PCI DSS certified. We take data privacy very serious, and we make sure that your data is not disclosed to third parties, and there's sufficient controls in place to ensure that only relevant parties in a transaction actually get to know, get access to or get to know customer data. Of course, the merchants have access to the DPO system, so you can actually see your customers' data, customer names, and other customer addresses and address details, and you can pull various reports from the system. So it's data that you as a merchant will have access to.
There's a question here having to do with whether there is WooCommerce WordPress plugin payment gateway. Are these available on the platform?
I'll take that, Philip. I think when I was handling the topic around partnerships, I did mention that we partner with all these shopping carts and more. And so there are plugins that exist for every one of them. So if you are an SME that has built your website on WooCommerce, on Shopify, on Wix, Magento, Equid, no matter what it is, there is, and let me also add that we, as a payment service provider, have the largest number of shopping cart integrations. So it doesn't matter what platform that you are using for your website. We got you. Get in touch and we'll give you the solution.
So we have a question here. We have a question here from Billy. Billy says, "How do I protect my business from these online fraudsters?" Gilbert, people still have questions about online fraudsters. If you could clarify and put their minds.
Sure. And thank you for that. So it's very important to get to work with good partners like Mastercard, as Bosman mentioned. There are these cybersecurity toolkits that they have shared that is very useful for merchants and also for technology processing, payment processing companies like ourselves. So we partner with the right partners to make sure that our merchants are fully protected. However, beyond that, at a transactional level, we have a full in-house fraud prevention team that looks after merchant transactions and monitors transaction patterns, and we're able to pick whenever there's something that is unusual in a transaction pattern, and we can actually inform merchants in advance that do not issue that service. We have reason to believe that this customer is a fraudulent customer. Please hold on as we verify. So we have a team that actually monitors this full time, and we have a very comprehensive fraud prevention system that logs all these activities and keep tabs and keeps a history of all these transactions. So then we can relate any customers who probably was fraudulent in one merchant and they're trying to run to another merchant to try and bypass the system. So we can track all this and make sure that we get these bad actors out early enough. And the good thing with this is that we maintain the team for you internally. So then you don't have to worry about going and recruiting fraud people and recruiting risk people and managing all this chatbot communication. We actually have fully fledged teams that manage all this for you. So then you can focus on growing your business as we manage the risk for you.
You know, Gilbert, someone will say that you are making it too easy because you seem to be taking care of everything. You know, it's like everything is covered. All you need to do is just run your business, make money, grow your business and not have to worry about anything. But I guess that's the advantage of being a part of the DPO family. And it is something that you experience in virtually every single market that DPO is operational in, including Ghana, with obviously our collaboration with Mastercard. And I think it's a very positive, very positive feeling to have as a business owner. There's a quick question here. Is there a monthly minimum or maximum deposit from customers?
So I'll take that. I think Manasseh and Simba can chip in after me. So we'd expect that our merchants transact, and we actively support you to make sure that you get to transacting process or transacting level pretty fast. Of course, we encourage our merchants to make sure that customers are able to process payments. If we notice that there is a reduction in the conversion rates, for example, a lot of customers are coming to your website and for one reason or the other, they can't complete payments, we would quickly find out what is going on and work with you to make sure that they can process payments. However, as to whether there's a red line as to minimum transaction value that must be done every month, I think Simba Manasseh could clarify a bit more on that.
So let me take that. So when it comes to transactions, we don't put a limit on your transaction values. What we do is to get an understanding of the business model and what the expectations in terms of value of the transaction is, so that in a case where there is any incident that is off what the records are, we can advise, but there are no necessarily thresholds or restrictions on transaction values.
Really nice. But Manasseh, while we are on news, there's a question here, basically asking if there is a local support team, in case anybody has any challenges. It's often one of the key challenges that most people face. Is there a local support team available in case someone should have any challenges along the way?
So I've always described DPO Pay in Ghana as a local business with a global touch. And we have an office in Ghana run by Ghanaians, the team led by myself, a support team that sits here. Every part of the process is run locally by a local team. So we keep the Ghanaian identity of the business as well. So yes, we have a local support team that is available on phone, on email, on chat. Yeah.
Now, one other question here. What mobile money payment options can DPO Pay offer in Ghana?
So I had also dealt with this in the partnerships and discussion. The amazing thing about DPO is that, yes, the question has been asked about Ghana, but I'm going to add that we offer mobile money options to entrepreneurs, not just for Ghana, but beyond Ghana. So we have partnership and relationship with MTN, Vodafone, Airtel, Tigo, that allows entrepreneurs and businesses to offer or receive payment via these mobile networks. And then also beyond Ghana, we can speak of countries like Cote d'Ivoire, like Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, Uganda, Zambia, where we have mobile money options available in all these markets and still adding more across Africa.
Simba, I just wanted to get a bit of clarity from you. Now, will international customers be deposited in local currencies? So, for example, if someone is in another country, makes a payment, will I be able, if I'm a business owner, will I be able to receive the funds in my local currency?
Yeah, but Manasseh tackled it, I think, just a few minutes ago when he gave the example of someone sitting in Nigeria making a payment to somebody that is in Ghana. Yes, that's the correct position. Somebody sitting in Nigeria can make a payment. As I indicated in my introduction earlier, because the solution is multi-currency, it means you can charge, whether you charge in Ghana cedis or you charge in US dollars or you charge in any currency. It allows you to charge in any currency and you receive the settlement in the local currency.
Okay. Okay, we have one more question before we wrap up the Q&A section here. And how much does your service cost in terms of payout? How much does your services cost in terms of payout?
I'm not sure. So we could look at payouts in two different ways. Either a settlement to the merchant's bank account, which we don't charge for. We only charge for, we charge transactional fees for processing of the payment. But when it comes to settling to the bank account, we don't. The other side of it that this person could possibly be asking about is a disbursement solution that we are currently not providing yet. Within the next few months, I'm sure we're going to start providing that. We've been focused on offering an excellent solution for collections, which we've managed to do quite well. And so currently I would say what do we offer in terms of collections? It's one of the best globally. Yeah, so in the next few months, we would consider the option of disbursement if that's what you wanted to find out.
Nice. Well, gentlemen, it's been a real pleasure having you guys on the session, and thank you so much for engaging. Thank you so much for answering the questions that we had on the session as well. But look, the conversation continues. It doesn't end here. Please make sure you log on to the Facebook page, for example, of DPO Ghana. If you have any questions, just type it in there, and the team will be on hand to assist you. Like Manasseh was saying, the team is always on hand to assist, no matter what the situation might be. But there is something really important that you need to do right now. Just head on to the website dpogroup.com/get started and start up the journey. Start up that journey that will lead you and your business to, first of all, financial freedom, will lead your business to expansion, will lead your business to collaborations that you probably never even imagined, because it's only when you explore some of these options that you get to see what else is out there for your business to enjoy. And it's all about payment solutions technologies that will liberate your business and send it into the stratosphere and outside of the continent. So once again, I'd like to say a big thank you to Manasseh, to Simba, Gilbert, my man. Thank you so much for joining in. And then Bossman, thank you so much for always supporting. Like we always say, we always love it in your suit. You always look sharp as ever. I hope you had a good session today. Before we jump out of here, I'm sure you guys would have some closing statements and closing comments. Let's start off from the most sharply dressed guy in the room, Bossman. You have boss in your name, so we might as well start from you. So Bossman, the floor is yours. Your closing statement.
Thank you, Philip. I think the only thing that I want to say is DPO is a partner that we believe in. And before MasterCard decides to partner with a company, the amount of evaluation that would have been done is quite extensive. And so we are in this partnership for life. We believe in the product and solutions that DPO provides, and we would sort of support in any way possible to make this partnership a huge success in the Ghanaian market. Thank you.
Brilliant. Well, Gilbert, your final thoughts.
Thank you so much, and thank you to the panel and to everyone who attended this today. It's been an exciting discussion. All I'd like to say is that we look forward to welcoming a lot more of our Ghanaian merchants on board, and you can rest assured that we'll handle all your risk, fraud, and compliance matters. Then we can allow you to focus on growing a business and engaging your customers further. Thank you, Philip, and everyone who moderated the forum. We look forward to engaging further in the future.
Absolutely. Simba, your final thoughts.
Thanks, Philip, and thank you very much to those that joined. From a DPO perspective, we don't want you to worry about how. That's a worry that we have already taken care of. So we want you to worry about how to expand your business, how to enter into new markets, while at least we take care of the headache of how to get you paid. And we are that partner that will accompany you, that will, you have our guarantee. We worry about how you get paid. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. And finally, to the man at the helm of everything happening in Ghana, Manasseh, now, your final comments.
Thank you, Philip. And then in wrapping up, I'll add to something that Bossman had already expanded on. COVID taught us a lesson that the Ghanaian or African entrepreneur or SME business person can't continue depending on the brick and mortar store to generate revenue. And so we need to leverage on the opportunities that are available online, whether it's a website, whether it's a social media platform, whether you're doing it on WhatsApp, get it done. Don't just stay in a brick and mortar store. Whatever online medium is available, leverage on it, grow your business beyond your immediate environment. And whatever the option you decide to go with, we have a solution that fits that, and will keep you going with a safe and secure payment platform. Thank you all very much.
Manasseh, just a quick one before you go. And Mustafa just has one quick question. He's asking, do I need to sign up again after I've signed up 2 or 3 weeks ago?
You don't. Please share your contact if you can, and then we are going to reach out to you. If you've signed up already, you don't need to go through the process again. We'll reach out to you and make sure everything is fine on our end.
Brilliant, brilliant. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much. Thank you so much as well to the technical team for making this so seamless, making us look hopefully good and better than we actually look in real life. Gentlemen, thank you so much across the board, and have a lovely one. Thank you everybody for joining the session. I do hope this was beneficial to you. I do hope that you can take advantage of the offering that DPO Pay has, and expand your business beyond the borders of Ghana and Africa. And have a good one, and all the very best to you.